Hey everyone, and welcome to the end of Operation Lose a Baby Hippo. Well, I did it. I have now hit both of my goals. So I had the goal of losing 100 pounds by the first week of July. I also had an overall goal of getting down to 135 pounds. And as of Thursday, I weigh 134.7 pounds. So I have lost a total of 102.51 pounds in 47 weeks. That is so unbelievable to me. I did it. I accomplished what I set out to do, and it's still kind of sinking in that this is it. This is the end of that long journey that I started out and that I thought there was no way that I was going to do it. And I did it. So before I start talking about, the future and the future of this channel and the future of my videos and all of that, I'm going to kind of show you guys my progress and talk about that. So I originally took a photo when I was at 237.2 pounds. You guys have probably seen that photo a couple times because I did do a comparison video at 50 pounds gone, and then I did another comparison photo at 80 pounds gone. And so here is the final results of me joining profile so far. So here is the original photo that I took when I was 237.21 pounds. And as you can see, I am definitely overweight. I look uncomfortable. I look just... It's embarrassing to look at this photo, but I also am glad that I took it because when I do the comparisons and I can see really how far I've come, and it's just insane to me that this was who I was, this was the weight that I was, and despite the fact that I am clearly unhealthy and clearly miserable, I had let myself get to that point, which is so embarrassing. But that is not who I am anymore. That person does not exist. And I've come to realize that all along inside that person was this person. This is what I look like at 134.7 pounds. Now, according to my BMI, I'm still classified as being overweight here, but I don't care. I am not going to, try to lose more weight. I'm not going to, I know some people when they hit their goal, they then extend that goal. I'm not going to. Like, I'm happy with the way that my body looks. I'm happy with the weight that I am now. So I am not going to, push my goal or set a new goal that's lower. I am, however, going to work on toning because as you can see from this picture, I still have, quite a little bit of belly fat, and I have a lot of loose skin. So that's kind of my focus is shifting from losing weight to now being focused on toning. So I'm going to put those two pictures side by side so that you can see really the difference between the two. Like I'm like half the size that I was. It's insane. Like I couldn't even, in the last two photos, I tried wearing like the same sports bras that like you could tell that it wasn't like just a new sports bra that made me look skinnier, but that I can't fit in that sports bra. Like it literally doesn't hold anything anymore. So I had to finally get a new sports bra to take the photo in because that sports bra was too stretched out and it didn't fit. I did put on the same capris, and you can see how wrinkly and just saggy and baggy they are in the new photo versus the old photo where they were stretched out. So that is what 47 weeks on profile did for me. It took me from being severely obese, clearly unhealthy, clearly unhappy, to being, you know, what I think is a normal, healthy weight, and more active and just more comfortable in my own skin and just way happier with my life than I was before. So that is the visual representation of how much weight I've lost. You know, the difference in the photos is mind-blowing for me. Like, I could not stop looking at it last night. I was just like, oh, it's so nice. I'm so glad that I took that photo, because that comparison is so great to see how far I've come. But I also did measurements because I wanted, you know, I have that visual proof. I have the photo. But then I also have like hardcore, this is the amount of inches that I've lost. So total, in 47 weeks, I lost 60.25 inches off of my body. I've lost over 5 feet off my body. I'm only 5 foot tall, you guys, and I lost my height in inches off of my body. I lost 2.5 inches from my neck. You can see in the photo, definitely, that my neck is definitely a lot skinnier and a lot smaller than what it was. I don't have quite the double chin anymore. I lost 10.5 inches from my chest. That is amazing to me. Like, think about how much pressure that is off of your back, having that much weight being gone. I lost 3.75 inches from my biceps. And my biceps are the ones, and my thighs are kind of like the two areas that I lost proportionally the least amount in. I still have a lot of sagging skin on my biceps, and I definitely need to build muscle there. So that's kind of what I was talking about, that I'm going to focus more on toning versus weight loss now. I lost 14.5 inches from my waist. I lost 8 inches from my thighs. And finally, this is the number that just blows me away. I lost 21 inches from my hips. I lost almost 2 feet from my hips. Like, how wide I was, and it's so weird. Like, I am so much skinnier, and 60.25 inches, you guys. 60.25 inches in 47 weeks. Like, I never thought I could lose that much weight, that many inches in that little of a time. It's insane to me. The other kind of cool thing that I did is I went jeans shopping finally, because I had not bought a new pair of jeans since I started Profile. Because I didn't want to buy, jeans are expensive, I didn't want to buy them and then have to go down to a smaller size, you know, as I kept continuing to lose the weight. When I started Profile, I typically buy my jeans at Maurice's, because that's the only place I can find them in extra short where they actually fit. But I was a size 20 in Maurice's. I could fit in some 18s, but typically for jeans, I was in a size 20 in Maurice's. And last night when I went and bought a new pair of jeans from Maurice's, I am now a size 5. I'm a 5'6" in Maurice's jeans, in the slim boot jeans, which I would have never even picked up before because my thighs could not fit into a slim boot jean. But yeah, I went from a size 20 to a size 5'6", which I did not bring 5'6" into the fitting room, because I was thinking that I was going to be either a 9'10" or maybe a 7'8". Like, I brought 7'8" into the fitting room, and I was like, they're never going to fit. Like, those, I am not that skinny. I cannot fit into 7'8". And then I fit into the 7'8". The 9'10s were way too big. And then I fit in the 7'8", and they were a little loose. Like, comfortable and, like, not going to fall off my butt, but just a little loose. So I asked my fiance, I said, just in case, will you grab a 5'6", and I'll try those on. And they fit perfectly. And I just can't, like, my mind is just blown by the difference in my body, the difference in my energy level, the difference in my motivation. You know, since I started Adapt, I have actually stuck with the working out 4 times a week. That's been 2.5 weeks that I've now completely stuck with that, haven't made any excuses, have done it consistently. And I'm so grateful that I found Profile. I'm so grateful for my coach. I'm so grateful that I was able to find something that worked for me. And this really worked for me. And I know that there are a lot of you that watch this video that are on Profile. And if I had any advice for someone who is now at their goal, who has accomplished what they set out to accomplish, stick with it. There is nothing in this world that is worth putting your happiness and your health on hold. If you are struggling with sticking to the plan, if you are struggling with not cheating and, you know, not following the basics, every time that you think about eating something off plan, just tell yourself that you're worth more than that, because you really are. And I was very lucky, and I found it very easy to stick to the plan. And I'm very grateful that I had people around me who were really supportive. I was in a situation that allowed me to cook my own meals, so I wasn't cooking for an entire family. So I was very lucky, and it's not, I know that I had it a lot easier than a lot of other people do because of my circumstances and because I am in a situation where my fiance was really supportive, and it's not that I had more willpower than other people, because that's not it, because before I started Profile I had no willpower, and my fiance will be the first person to tell you that I had no willpower. And I found the strength within myself to say that I was worth more than being 237 pounds and crying because I felt fat and I felt gross and I felt unhealthy, and now I don't, and I'm happy, and I, you know, am more energetic. I feel so much better about my life. My relationship with my fiance is, you know, better and happier because we're able to go out and do more things together, and I'm not always tired, and I'm physically capable of keeping up if he wants to go for a walk or if he wants to go do things. And that is something that is priceless. Like, it legitimately is priceless. And I wouldn't trade it for anything. And I know that I'm going to keep the weight off because of that. Because this feeling is so much better than cookies and cake and, you know, eating a cheeseburger. Like, I don't feel deprived food-wise, and I'm so happy. I'm just so happy, and I'm trying to, like, not go up to every single person and be like, I lost 102 pounds, but, like, I want to tell everybody, I just want to tell everybody that I lost 102 pounds, and I'm in a size 5'6", and I lost 5 feet off my body, and I'm just happy, and I'm healthy, and I just wish everyone could feel this way right now. So, regarding these videos and this channel, I have not made a decision yet. Like I said, I'm not going to set a new goal because I'm happy with my weight loss, and I'm happy with my body, and I'm happy with where I'm at. I am going to try to tone more, but I don't know what the rest of my life looks like because my coach is currently in Germany, and I don't have a coaching session until this week. So I will talk to him then about what it's going to look like, how this is going to play out. I don't know if I get switched to Sustain right away, or if they want to slowly wean me to Sustain, or how that works. I don't know. I don't have any answers because I haven't gotten to talk to him yet. But I do know that I will at least make one more video because, like I said, I have a coaching session this week, and I'm hoping to kind of talk to him and figure out what my future looks like. And then I will let you guys know then, because I know that a lot of you followed me from the very beginning, and I want you guys to kind of see what sustain will look like, what that meal plan is, or how I wean from being an adapt 1 and hitting my goal to what that game plan looks like. So I will at least make one more video, depending on what kind of happens at the coaching session or what that plan looks like. You know, I might make a couple more if they're going to try to slowly wean me off of, you know, the profile products, and I don't know. So I wish I had, you know, like a definitive, like, I'm going to keep making videos, but I don't know, because these videos have been a lot of fun to make, but I feel like because I'm at my goal, there's not going to be a lot to talk about. Like, there's not going to be, these videos serve the purpose of keeping me honest and motivating me to keep going. And now that I'm at the weight loss goal, and I don't need them anymore. I don't need them. I don't need the videos to motivate myself anymore, because I found that within me. And so I don't know if I will keep making them, but I know I'll for sure make one more so you guys can kind of see what happens after you hit your goal, because I'm very interested to find that out myself. So I will see you guys next week for sure, and then I will have more information about the life of this channel or the future of this channel at that time. Thank you guys so much for following me along on Operation Lose the Baby Hippo, and I will see you next week.